Welcome back to SiteTech Intermountain Siteworks training videos. In this video, we're going to cover COGO functions in the review and edit data option. Right here, I've got a project that has quite a bit of different options on it for building pads, roads, storm drain, sewer gas, all the different options that may exist on a job site, kind of a general one. What we're going to do is go up here into the top left into the menu, and we're going to go down to COGO. COGO is short basically for coordinate and geometry. There's quite a few different options in here. This video, we're just going to brush over some of the options in review and edit data. So if you click on here and you come in here, if this is new to any of you, there's icons on the left side right here that allow you to do different tasks. And each one of those, if you click on them, will tell you at the top what it does. But if you're new to this, what I would suggest is on the right side, there's a question mark. Go ahead and click this at any point or any time, and it'll give you an icon help, kind of tell you what's in here, what's available. Honestly, I'll tell you, a lot of the COGO functions are something that someone can show you, give you pointers like I'm hoping to do today and give you some ideas of how to use it, but you're going to need to apply a lot of these functions to your own individual job sites, obviously. So right off the bat, let's start with the very top one right here. This one is the distance between points. There's quite a few different things that you can use this for. I'll show you a couple different ones that I can think of. One may be, what is the distance between roadways, or the distance between maybe these two control points. You can simply just click on a control point and a control point, and it'll give you a lot of information. The horizontal distance, how far apart they are. Since these are known elevation points, it does give us an elevation difference, and it gives us a slope. So the slope distance between those two is 3.33. The reason why it's a minus is because of which side I started on, which means that this would have been the higher side. So if I hit this little back button up here, you can either go back one or completely start over with this loop right here. If I go from the opposite direction, it's going to give me the same numbers, but it's a positive 3.33. Another one that you could use it for is the distance between a road. So let's use this for example. I'll clean that out, and I want to know how wide this road is right here. I could go ahead and free click there and free click there, and I know that it's basically a 30-foot wide road, and that I do, knowing that I started on that one and ended on that one, there's about a 1% rise in between those two. What I could do is to find out if there's any crown on this road right here. I could click here and click at the crown line and see what it is. So I've got a 15-foot wide half section, and I do have a 2%, a positive 2% up on that crown. One more thing that I would use this for is to know what the slope distances are on, let's say, pipe. Let's use this storm drain line in between these two pipes right here. What is that length? Someone's calling out, need to know, someone's calling the surveyor, how much pipe do I need? What do I need to cut it to? Whatever your scenario might be. Go ahead and click on it from drain box to drain box. And now you'll know that you need 22.5 feet basically. And you've got a vertical difference, you got a fall of 0.97. I know your stakes out in the field might tell you that, but your data collector has design in there. So there you go, a minus 97 on the percent. So you can use this distance between 2 points for a lot of things. Like I said, the distance for how far a back wall is on a building, but it just gives you a lot of information along with it on angles and bearings and slope percentages. So that's one thing, and you could use it on your own design line work too. If you had shot something in with your rover, you can go ahead and use that also. This next option down is compute total distance. So instead of just a single point to point, now it would allow you to find out how long a bunch of different angles are. So let's take over here in a situation where someone wants to know how much pipe I'm going to use if I do both of these sticks of water line. So what I can do is free click at one point, free click at another, and as I go, it's going to continue to add to these numbers, because now I can continue to click and add in more and more, and you can see on the right side right here the total horizontal distance. So there's an option to use it to know exactly how much pipe I'm going to need there, at least 114 feet of pipe. Here's another option for that, is to try to understand how big a couple back walls are, or let's actually do some sidewalk right here. What is the length of this distance from here to here? Got 5 feet, then we add that, we got 50 feet, etc., 72 feet. That's what this total distance option is, to just give you the total lengths. I've had customers use that for total lengths on curb and gutter. They want to know exactly how much length they need for curb and gutter. There's just a way to free click all the way around some of these. You think outside the box. At least from that point to that point, I got 185 feet of concrete that I need. This next option right here, this third box down, the volume of area and thickness. This one can be very helpful in a lot of different aspects. We'll use this house footprint here, for example. Someone's told me I need to go dig that out. They know that the basement's going to be sitting only a couple feet above the ground, and we've got to dig out. I'm just throwing a number out, let's say 10 feet for bottom of footing. If it's a closed area, you can just select right in the middle. So let me zoom back in. Right in the middle of that line, if it's a closed area, you can click that and it will automatically just square it out for you. It'll give you an area, a square footage, and it will also give you the perimeter. But what you can do right here is also put in a thickness. So if I had to take out 10 feet, but I knew that 2 feet of the wall is going to be sticking up above the ground, I'm going to go ahead and put in 8 feet right there, and I'm going to hit accept. I'm going to get a quick report on the same area, perimeter, thickness, and now I have a cubic yards of how much material is going to come out of that. 687 cubic yards. Now that's a hard number. That's not a fluff number. That's a solid cubic yard number. So you can use this in a lot of different ways. Let's come over here to the building footprint. Now, once again, if it's a closed boundary, I can click right there, but you're not stuck with that. If it's not closed, you can go ahead and click out an area manually and do it just like this and come back. And you can either come back to the beginning, or if you want to auto close that, there's an auto close at the top right here. Same thing. Someone says we need to dig that building footprint out, but we got to over exit 2 feet. You've got your area, perimeter. I can put a thickness of 2 feet in there, and now I know how many cubic yards is coming out of that area. I've had a situation where I was helping with a survey, or when I was surveying, someone needed to know how much square footage was in a parking lot or a roadway for a specific day. They only were going to do, I'm going to use this parking lot as an example, but I did this on roads where they knew a specific point they were going to pave to for that day, and they wanted to schedule for the next day for asphalt. What I can do right here is come into my layers and actually turn off my utilities so they're kind of out of the way. Then I can use this same feature, and you could come in here and just freehand click out a general area that you know that you want to square out. So you could go straight across the top of this bull nose right here. You could square out this area at this point and come to here. And there again, if you know that that's a straight line, auto close it. And right there, I don't need to give him a thickness because he knows what his asphalt is, but right there I was able to report back an area and a perimeter instantly just by using the data collector right there in the field. So that's another option for volume, area, and thickness. This down and out basic feature for baseline can be used a lot of different ways. I'm going to go ahead and turn on a bunch of my storm drain or utilities again in case we need to use that as an example here. One of them is an example I may show you that if someone's doing sidewalk, they are kind of curious on the layout, on how far down is that point and how far over is it from the building. This is just an idea, this down and out. What it wants you to do is tap points or align segment. What I'm going to do is click here. I'm going to free click that corner and free click that corner. Now that's my down. What I need to do now is pick one that's off to the side, which is an out. So I could pick right there. So coming down that line, I know that it's 26.425 feet down for that corner, and I know that it's out 5 feet. That's one way that you could use this. There's many different ways you could use it. We actually use the down and out feature a lot with our equipment is we're measuring them up. But there's so many different ideas to use down and out. So let's use this. If I wanted to know how far from the beginning of this pipe it is to this point right here, and then how far down it is that way, I could go ahead and click here. And I can go ahead and just click another point right there, but then off of that line, I'm going to click into the house right there. So down that line from the beginning is only 28.573, and it's over 71 feet to the house. It did look like it missed just a little bit right there, but that's because that pipe is not straight in line with that. So another option here, the next one down is this compute angle. This one can help you to verify that designs are either square, or you can use it to find the angles of some utilities. I'll show you a couple different options here. One is if there was in question, is this building square right here? Is that a true 90 degrees or is it not? So you click on it and then it wants you to tap 3 different points. So what I can do is free click here, and then free click there. And it'll tell me right there, what is that angle? Is it a true 90? Yep, looks like it is. We could do the same thing with some of this sidewalk. Are any of these truly square, or is there any different angles to them? Once again, I'm just trying to show you guys options. You apply it to what you've got in the field. So there's 3 points. It's 90 plus 06. Not really a big deal, but it's not 100% true 90. One that I could use this one a lot for when I was doing some pipe is, what is this angle of this pipe right here? I know that out in the field you're going to have some true pipe stakes out there that are going to give you the true start point, end point. It's just dig to it. But if you ever needed to know what this angle was right here, this green sewer line, you could click a point right there. You could click a point right there, and then click a point on the pipe at any point. It's a free click, and now you know exactly what that angle is right there. It's not 90, it's quite a bit further out. We could back out of that and even use that right here for the water line. What is my water line angle or my storm drain angle coming in and out of things? But we'll use this water line right here. I'm going to free click here, free click there, and free click there. 158 degrees. If it would help any of you, that's what it's for, is to come in here and use design, or even shoot your own stuff to find out what the angle is. Let me show you that. For example, if I come back out here with my rover, and let's say I needed to shoot something around the corner of this, we'll go around the corner of this building right here. I'll go into a new line, and I'll make this a line string, and I can go ahead and shoot right there. I can shoot right there, and I could shoot right there. Let's say you had a wall back there or something that you needed to actually find out what that angle is. You can either touch and hold on that line and go to line information, and it will give you some of the information in here for the sloping length, possible angles, bearing. But if you want to use the same function inside COGO, just go back into COGO, go to Review and Edit Data, Compute Angle, and just simply click on those points that you created. Now you know exactly what that angle is right there. So there's a couple more here. This compute volume is the one that you would use if you were doing stock piles. I have quite a few videos out there on our channel of after we shoot a volume boundary around a stockpile or a hole, a depression in the ground, you would come in here and click this and click the volume boundary, and it would run reports for you. This next option down is create line and boundary. You do have the ability to come in here and create your own break lines, volume boundary, outer boundary, and feature lines. The next one down here is the delete points. So from the main screen, you can go out and delete points, but you have to do it one at a time. If you do come in here and you got to delete multiple points, the beauty of this is if you go in here, you can hit the trash can and actually pick many, many different points and actually highlight a whole bunch of these. It's just telling me as I do this that it belongs to a line. But this allows me to delete 3 different points at the same time by hitting delete down here at the same, without having to go and do it single by single. The next one at the bottom of this is generate measured contours. If you are interested in doing contours, this job site already has contours. If I go into the layers, I have a proposed contours option. So you can see the proposed contours that I have in here. But if I go back into layers and turn that off, this is a VCL file. That's why I have the ability to turn all these layers on and off. You can come in here and put in like whatever you need to and go ahead and create your own contours for a job site. Key in whatever you need. And there's this question mark in here, once again, to tell you what all these are at this point in this option right here. So hopefully some of this helped. Hopefully, at least if any of you watch this video, it gets you thinking. I know that I'm using scenarios that I can think of, but hopefully these options over here, as you click through them, may give you that aha moment on your own job and get you thinking outside the box and using options to make your life easier and kind of be that wow moment to be able to use your data collector for more than just maybe turn it on and check grade. So thank you for watching this video from SiteTech Intermountain on COGO functions, review and edit data.